Hi, you guys. Basically, I'm going to start doing these live videos. I'm trying to do it on Zoom and then see if I can like share it to other places. But I'm going to start doing these live videos where I basically post about my day. And today I'm going to do I'm going to do this every now and then where I read my book, my daily devotional book. This book I got off of Amazon. As you can see, that's the author. On it, it says Trusting God Day by Day, 365 Daily Devotions by Joyce Meyer. She's one of the #1 New York Times best-selling authors, so I really like this book so far. I'm going to read you guys today, June 22nd. But if you don't know my name already, my name is Moesha, and I hope that I'm able to share as much as I can with you about my life and just about life in general and what's going on in life and do some of my Japanese learning Japanese language with me and just basically just talk about whatever it is we're interested in. So I'm going to post about I'm going to read to you guys about June 22nd. Don't let your emotions It says don't let your emotions vote. It says don't be misled by beloved brethren. James Song 1 verse 16. Okay, so I'm going to start now. If we desire to walk after the Spirit, all our actions must be governed by God's principles. In the realm of the Spirit, there is a precise standard of right and wrong, and how we feel does not alter that standard. If doing the right things requires a yes from us, then it must be yes, whether we feel excited or discouraged. If it is no, then it is no. A principled life is enormously different from an emotional life. When an emotional person feels thrilled or happy, he may undertake what he ordinarily would not do. But when he feels cold and emotionless or melancholy, he will not fulfill his duty. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, because he's because his feelings refuse to cooperate. All who desire to be truly spiritual must conduct themselves daily according to godly principles. A good sign to show you're growing and maturing in Christ is when you consistently obey, even when you don't feel like it. Learn not to ask yourself how you feel about things, but instead ask yourself if doing or not doing something is right for you. You may know what you need to do sometime. I'm sorry. You may know what was I? You may know that you need to do something. You may know that you need to do something, but you don't feel like doing it at all. You can wish you felt like it, but wishing does no good. You must live by principle and simply choose to do what you know is right. There may be a certain thing you want to do badly. It might be a purchase you want to make that you know is too expensive. Your feelings vote yes, but your heart says no. Tell your feelings they don't get to vote. They are too immature to vote and will never vote for what is best for you in the long run. We don't allow people to vote in political elections until they are 18 because we assume they would be too immature to vote, to know what they are doing. Why not look at your emotions the same way they have always why don't I'm sorry, why not look at your emotions the same way? They have always been a part of you, but they are very immature. They are without wisdom and cannot be trusted to do the right thing. So just don't let them vote. We mature our emotions. We mature, but our emotions don't. And if they are left unchecked, our life will be a series of unfinished and disappointing adventures. Trust in Him, pray and ask God to help you trust Him more than trust your emotions. So that's her point of view of that verse. So I'm basically going to say what my point of view of what she's basically trying to say about don't let your emotions vote. And that verse, don't be says, do not be misled by beloved brethren. I honestly think that it's more of it can be of two. It can be of don't be a mis if, I guess she's trying to put it as in don't let your emotions vote, as in saying don't let your emotions to the react faster to the point where you start talking and start reacting off of your emotions more than your heart. Try to conjoin, try to connect the two of your emotions and your heart together to where you can make a mature choice of what you're basically trying to make a agreement on, or what you're trying to basically do anything in general in life. um, Whether it's you're trying to decide what to eat, whether it's you're trying to talk to someone, whether you're trying whether you're having an argument, whether you're just whatever you're doing, try to connect your emotions with your heart, and don't just let your emotions get the best of you. um, and another way you can think of that verse is don't be misled by others. Don't let others mislead you, like as in lead you to a direction that you shouldn't be going. Try to follow your own direction. Try to follow your own path. Be of your own path. Live of your own path. You know? Don't be led by others and try to lead yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's your path. Don't let others lead your path. Don't let others, try to persuade you to do something that you feel like you shouldn't do. So, like how she said, don't let your emotions get the better of you. Don't let your emotions vote, because if you sit there and let your emotions vote, then you're going to sit there and make a judgment off of, okay, is this a good choice to do or is it a bad choice to do? Should I do it or should I not? Don't think about that. Think about what your heart says to do. What does your heart say to do? That's the trueness. Like, that's what you truly should be trying to decide off. Like, what does your heart say to do? And then try to conjoin, like connect your emotions with your heart, and try to make that choice of what you want to do throughout the day, or what do you want to do in general, or whether it's an argument, instead of like getting very emotional and mad and spouting out words that you will regret, try to think about what you're trying to process and think about what your heart is trying to say, so then you can either write it down or you can explain it to the person before you go, talking emotionally and then getting it out of control with your emotions and your feelings, and trying to express it to the person, and even if you're expressing it in the wrong way and then the person doesn't get it or understand, and they think that you're trying to be like selfish or trying to be like abusive, but you're really not. You're really just trying to say that my heart is saying this and this is how I feel, you know? So that's my take on don't let your emotions vote. So don't let your emotions get the better of you, you know? Try to live with your emotions and your heart connected. And that's how you can mature in a better way. I feel like whether you're young or old, anyone who learns how to connect their emotions with their heart and what their heart has to say is already maturing that zone. You could be young or old and you could still know how to do something that someone else doesn't know how to do. So I feel that that's what that um for June 22nd is basically trying to say. That's my perspective of what about what she about that verse. So I really like this book. I love this book because I just love the different verses that she puts out from the Bible, and then she tries to put it in her own perspective. So it makes me see another point of view of what somebody else thinks of that verse, and then I try to put it in my own point of view of what I think of it. So I try to come up with my own point of view, my own comment on what that verse is trying to say myself. So in whether I believe in what she's saying or whether I believe in what anyone's saying when it comes to these books or what the Bible is saying, I like to sit there and take what the Bible or a verse, or just even if it's like an ordinary book, even if it's not this book, I like to sit there and like with my other books that I have, I like to sit there and like take what that person is trying to say and try to put it in my own point of view and try to understand it from my own perspective, because everybody has, everybody can see this. this verse or anything, any kind of book in their own perspective, in their own way. So somebody might think something bad of this, or somebody might try to say, or try to say like something totally different from what I'm saying, or or they might think the same way I'm thinking. So however you think of whatever it is, or whatever you think of this verse, that's your way of thinking, and be true to it. So if any of you who basically, I want you guys to, I'm going to read the verse again. It says, June 22nd, what she wrote is basically talking about, she's talking about, the topic is, don't let your emotions vote. And the verse is James 1, verse 16. And it says, do not be misled, my beloved brethren. So I want you guys to tell me or comment wherever I post this at. I want you guys to comment me on what you think that verse is trying to say, or what you feel that verse is trying to say. What do you think of that verse? What do you think it's trying to say? What do you think that, how would you use that verse? Comment me that, and I would love to see whoever comments me, and I'm going to respond back to it and try to respond back to as many comments as possible. But I'm going to start doing this every day, and I hope that this brightens somebody's day, or gives somebody the knowledge that they want or need. And yeah, it's really cool, like reading devotions like that, because you really get a point of view of of what other people are thinking. So what are you thinking? And let me know. Trying to figure out if I have anything else to say. So if you guys want to see more of these, let me know, and I'll do more of these. And I'm really trying to get, like, trying to get those thoughts of, like, I was always thinking about doing videos before, because I've posted one video of me talking about, stuff in life in general. But if you guys want to see more of these videos, let me know. Comment down below. This will be my first video of doing something like this, about and actually posting it. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a blessed day. And remember, I'm not, when it comes to these books or these verses, I'm not thinking about religion at all. I'm just thinking about life. Like, when I look at anything in the Bible or anything when it comes to these books, I don't think about religion. I may have been Christianized when I was younger, but I don't really think of my religion, or any religion. I don't really want to call myself religious, because if you're religious, you would follow the path of that. Like, when I think of Christianity, I think of someone who is walking a path and being connected with God. Like, just walking your path, and talking every day with God, and conversating with God, and, basically be sitting right next to God, and walking their path, and just living life. That's my idea of Christianity. What other people think of Christianity, that's them. What the past of Christianity and the new, I feel like Christianity has never really changed. It's just people that changed. But that's a whole nother topic that I want to talk about. So I don't want to get that too much of in religion in this video. I just wanted to talk about that that verse, that book passage of June 22nd, or that page of what she wrote of June 22nd. But yeah, so it's, when I talk in these videos, it's not about religion. It's about just reading something that someone wrote in a book, and putting my perspective of what I think about it. And if anyone else wants to comment on what their perspective is about it, comment away. I don't, if it's negative or bad, I don't really want to see negative comments, but it's fine. Like, I don't really care, like, what you about the negative stuff. But I would love to know, what people are thinking, and I tend to keep a straight mind or whatever. So comment me on what you think about this verse that I wrote. I mean, this verse that I read. Okay, I hope you guys have a good day.